We are glad to have you here. And to our audience, thank you so much for your support. Continue following us on all our social media platforms. Science TV on Facebook, Science TV Official on Instagram, Science TV Kenya on X and TikTok. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Science TV Kenya. Remember to like, share, and comment. We will appreciate to see what you have to say. In today's show, we are doing it a little bit different. And just before we start, let me introduce myself. I am Chris Mololo. And for the sake of the audience who are visually impaired, we always tell them how we are dressed. And I am wearing a peach shirt and a chocolate khaki trouser. And now I'm moving to my co-host also to say hi to the audience before we invite our guest for today's show.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Wanjera, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for our viewers who have been following us. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your questions. They have been asking a lot of questions, and we thank our viewers for always being with us, always telling us what you would like us to talk about, and we appreciate for that. So I'm wearing a red top, has a ngao, our flag, our shield, Kenyan shield, and have a green trouser and the yellow shoes. Yeah.
Okay. Just like I said, today's episode, we are doing it a little bit different. It will be like an interview. So to our audience, don't be surprised because the previous ones, we've been doing them differently also.
Thank you so much for also accepting our invite, and we are happy to see you. For today, we are going to go direct to the guest, Mololo.
Yeah.
Yes, today we are going direct to the guest and have some interview, as we have said.
I just want to go straight to the questions that we have for the interview. And just to begin with, we'll ask Angela, who is she? Of course, we've heard your name, but you can tell us more about yourself. Anything that you think you didn't mention in the introduction as we proceed.
Awesome. I am Angela Lynn, and I'm the host and the producer of the Angela Lynn Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. It's a platform that highlights about inclusion and belonging through real stories and real voices. I'm also an educator specializing in sign language education. I have dedicated my career to bring the communication gaps between the deaf and hearing communities. I write for Melange Magazine and Medium.com. I also serve as a board member of the C4S Girls Club, where I help advance programs and empower young girls in leadership and etiquette. I proudly hold the title of Ms. Nevada Corporate America 2025. Under the MCA organization that has been uplifting women in business for over 17 years. MCA is a movement that's dedicated to empowering women to embrace their brilliance and excel in their professional endeavors while inspiring the next generation of female leaders. And I am honored to be the very first deaf queen in their history. Yay! My work has been recognized with leadership and advocacy awards that reflect my commitment to education, empowerment, and inclusion.
Nice. As we proceed, we just want to take you back a little bit and tell us where you were born.
Where was I born? I was born in Des Moines, Iowa, USA, in the cornfield state. People are often.
Now, there's the other question we are asking: how did Angela Lynn grow up?
Well, for me, how I grew up, I am the only deaf child in my family's generation. And I grew up in a very unique environment. My family is musical. My mom is a singer. And my father is a semiconductor engineer.
Thanks for sharing that. And from what I can say is, I think even from Kenya, I've heard you saying that your parent wanted you to drop out from school because of protection. And it's common also in Kenya because some of the parents feel that they need to protect their children who has disability. And that protection, sometimes it's too much. Also, you find that our children drop out from school because the parents want to just protect them. Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, did you feel overprotected?
Yeah, that's where I told my mom, especially my mom, but I told my parents that I must go back and finish. Whatever the danger happens, I must go through the fire. So I had to experience life. You know what I mean?
You have really achieved so much. And I just want to ask a question, though it's not among the questions that we have for the interview, but did you ever feel discouraged at some point because of being doubted or underestimated?
With that point, I will admit that it's true. I had my doubts and challenges. There are many points when I wanted to cry. Sometimes I felt sad. I felt left out. But these are all emotions that I shared with you, and they do not stop me from pursuing life. I have learned to love myself, be proud of who I am, and do many things that hearing people don't do, and show what I am made of. I have to thank my family, especially my mom, who believes in me, and by knowing that I can do anything and not limit myself. So, yes, I want to share my experience with other people who may feel the way I felt too. I really want to empower them and inspire them.
Now, in Kenya, most of the time you find that for deaf persons, they have to work with an interpreter in most of the events or anywhere they go. And that is one challenge that we are having in Kenya, because most of the people don't know about sign language. Yes, Kenya has announced that sign language is one of the languages that should be taught in schools, and it is one of the national language in Kenya. So to my question is, what are the challenges that you face day-to-day life in your country?
What you say about Kenya? Same challenges here in America, in the USA, were because of the interpreters or not providing enough inclusion. That is where most others or people forget. They don't see that deaf people need more or even a little bit of support and differences that involve them to be able to feel belonging. Belonging. Like the app in Transcribe, the Transcribe app, and different things that work for deaf people to feel the belonging when inclusion is not there. Yes, it is called Live Transcribe, the Live Transcribe app. Yes, it is. So then the other way of inclusion is by bringing our own inclusion when inclusion is not being provided.
Allow me to ask this. Most of us who don't understand the deaf community, we think that you require an interpreter everywhere you go. And do you feel like your private life is affected by this? Because let's take an example of a medical issue, maybe, and you find that there is that doctor-patient confidentiality. How do you go about it?
How I feel about the interpreters that need to be with them every day, everywhere I go for events, medical. There are different meetings involved. Yes, meetings. Different things involved, but especially about medical. Sometimes I think it's very private, you know. I don't want the interpreters to know what's wrong with me, but that was a big gulp to swallow, proudly swallow, with the person that knows something that I don't want anyone to know. Why? Because the deaf community is very small. And for the interpreter world, they know so much. There are two different stories between two worlds, but yes, I am very blessed to have interpreters. If an interpreter is not there, I will use my app, the Live Transcribe. So communicate with use of paper or pen or gestures. Sometimes I will use my voice. If they understand me perfectly, then it works well. I think it's doable, you know?
So I think I'm happy that you also have the app, and I believe that the app also help us, our deaf community, to communicate whether they have an interpreter or not. So that is something that has been helping also in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day in the near future, I would love to visit Kenya and see how I can support you about inclusion and belonging. Maybe it can help to open their eyes to see what's in America. Maybe we could share that together in the near future.
Can definitely.
You're most welcome in Kenya,
Welcome in Kenya.
and we'll be happy to host you again and again. Come and see the lions in Kenya.
Can you share your journey to becoming the first deaf Miss Corporate American Nevada 2025?
Okay.
Becoming the first deaf Ms. Nevada Corporate America 2025 is one of the most proudest milestones of my life. This crown represents more than just a title. It is history. It is proof. History. Proof that a deaf woman can stand with confidence, grace, and purpose in spaces where we were once overlooked. My journey, it was not easy. I faced doubts, barriers, and moments when others underestimated me. But I never gave up. I carried my vision in inclusion and belonging, and I knew that my voice mattered, even though it was expressed in sign language, in writing, or in ways different from others. The MCA experience has been a big changer for me in my perspective as a deaf woman. It has given me a platform to amplify not just my own story, but the stories of others who also deserve to be seen and heard. Through the Angela Lynn Show, an international TV platform, I want to give back to the community, both nationally and globally, creating spaces where real voices, real stories, and real change that can shine. I know that I repeated a bit, but that means a lot to me.
Now, what would you say are the challenges you faced in your education and career, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, yes. In hearing schools, I oftentimes felt left out of conversations. Why? There are a lot of conversations at the same time and no one signs. So I had to lip read everyone in the conversation to be involved in every conversation. So in my career, I had to prove that deafness is not a limitation, but a strength. And what helped me overcome those challenges was persistence, community, and faith. Community and faith. Every barrier became an opportunity to rise stronger.
All right. And as we proceed, I would like to hear something from you. You know, here in Kenya, especially in the employment sector, one of the main challenges that people with disabilities face is getting to meet employers with negative attitudes. Have you faced that?
Yes, I do face employees who have negative attitudes. Oftentimes, I try to understand why they feel that way and how I'm affected by them. I tried my best to tried my best to focus on the job and get the job done. And after working, I will approach the person like, are there any problems here that you want to clarify up, as maybe I misunderstood you or you misunderstood me, or send an email or approach my boss to clear things up. And oftentimes, deaf and hearing people have different perspectives. And it's not a bad thing, it's just education. Not enough education for one another. Education. Yeah. To help them understand the differences and how to work better in the same place, you know, with good feelings and not bad feelings. So oftentimes there are many challenges that happen at the workplace and experiences. And I'm sure people in Kenya who are deaf are going through that with hearing. Kenya going through that. The deaf are going through that with hearing employees.
And that's nice, because at the end of the day, you see, like when we are hosting you, you are also encouraging deaf community and even person with disability in Kenya, and we are lucky to have you.
Yes.
And we thank God that you did not give up for the sake of all of us. So, to our next question, what inspired you to create the Angela Lynn Show, and the impact that you hope to bring? It brings.
Okay. The hope. The Angela Lynn Show was born from my passion for creating spaces of inclusion and belonging where every person feels seen, heard, and valued. And the reason why I'm repeating that again is because of these three words: seen, heard, and valued. All of these words are very powerful, and that should be included in inclusion belongs. Inclusion and belonging. And that's important. I wanted to build a platform that gives real access to real stories, not just from the deaf community, but from people of all backgrounds, all cultures, and experiences. The show is international in scope because I believe communication has no borders. Whether in the United States or across the world, my goal is to connect deaf and hearing communities, share diverse voices, and shine a light on stories that inspire change. I also believe there are growing pains on the road to success. And I want people to realize that challenges are common and they can be overcome through positivity and inspiration. We can turn those challenges into professional and personal growth. The Angela Lynn Show is here to empower, educate, motivate, and remind people they're never alone. Whether you're hearing, deaf, or hard of hearing, deaf, blind, including everybody.
Yeah, very true.
We are so proud of you, and we are happy to hear that you are very hopeful that the Angeline Show will bring impact. Now, just a question: do you think the Angela Lynn Show has got the support it deserves?
The real reason why I was a little bit silent when you asked me that question, for me, as a person of who I am, I'm a believer. Yes, I am struggling with a few things. For instance, I'm having a hard time getting sponsors and people to believe in my focus and my mission. Oftentimes, people see me like, oh, you're doing fine. You're so smart. Oh, you don't need that. Hey, don't underestimate me. I do need sponsors and I do need a lot of things to succeed in my goals and let the Angela Lynn Show grow because it requires things such as interpreter supports, captions, and many more to list for inclusion and belonging. And that means I really need a good production team to make the Angela Lynn Show very effective. And I have been sending out letters and reaching people in networking. Right now in America, I'm not trying to be political, but DEI for me, it was very sad that things have been cut off for many different things that I really need the support for. The Angela Lynn Show, and even for myself, and for the deaf communities who really needed DEI. So for Kenya, you are very fortunate to have all the support that you need because of your DEI. But here in America, we don't continue with DEI anymore. Yes, my frustrations, they're pure and truthful. Pure and truthful.
And we wish you all the best with the Angela Lynn Show. We hope that you'll get that support, and especially on the part of sponsors, we hope that you will get that support.
To empower our women with disability there. Yeah.
Now, what message of resilience would you give to people with disabilities who are chasing their dreams?
Like I shared with you recently about how I felt, it is the same message. It's never let your disability define. Oh, let me go back from the start. I'm a little emotional about this. I'm really sorry. Okay. My message is this: never let your disability define your destiny, your story, your dreams, and your voice matter. Resilience is about rising every time you fall and proving that you are capable of more than others may believe. For me, the sunflower, it represents that purpose. Even when the sun forgets my name, I stand still like the sunflower and stay golden. I want to share a poem that I wrote with you. It's a piece that reflects how I see myself on this journey. I'm going to open up my poem on my phone. Is that okay? That I can share my poem with you? This is very emotional as it reflects my journey. The storms never broke me. They baptized my truth. And now the world is going to give me my light, my flower, my sunflower, because I never stopped blooming, even when the sun forgot my name. I stayed golden.
Clap, clap. Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's a very good advice and so inspiring. I hope that our audience are encouraged by this. Like you said, resilience is about rising anytime you fall. And let you don't have to let your disability define your destiny. Wow, those words are so powerful, are so motivating, are so inspiring, and I'm sure everyone who is watching this episode today
Is inspired.
inspired by this.
Very true. So I would like, Angela, this time round, I would like you to talk to our parents. We have parents to children with disabilities and parents that also who are viewing this show are also don't have any disability, as you have said. They watch us and sometimes we give them encouragement to continue with life and always take care of children with disabilities so that we can have a generation of tomorrow. So we would like you to talk to our parents back home and just advise them.
Yes, I would be more than happy to do that. I think it's very important to start when the parents have a child who is disabled with needs to feel comfortable in knowing that the child will succeed like me or anyone here on the podcast. And also, let me give you my website. You can check out through www.theangelalynnshow.com. However, the advice for parents is to find out what the child is interested in or what they want out of their life. Not just step aside like everything's fine or say, don't worry, let them grow on their own. No, communicate, take them to school, ask the teachers for advice, find out different ideas, different activities like I did. When I was young, my mom, she didn't know what to do with me, but that does not stop my mom. Why? She takes me to the Girl Scouts and different activities to participate with different programs. And I was wondering why my mom put me to integrate with all the hearing children as I was the only deaf child myself. So I learned to communicate with them and I learned to do many different things. And the more I grow up, I know exactly what I want and what I need. So that's important for the parents to see and give exposure, then that's where the growth will come out. Because if you step aside, then it maybe will be too late to start your dream. And I really thank my mom who does not delay my dream. If it was not like that for me, I probably would be home with kids and no life. That's not the dream I want. I dream to become an educator and do many different things and travel around the world, talk to many different people, and so forth. That was because of the experience I had through the Girl Scouts and different activities that I was integrated with other people. That's the growth. That's the growth.
Right. We just want to thank you. We just want to thank you so much for making time to have this conversation with us on this episode. We are so proud of you. We are happy for you, for the career, for the Angela Lynn Show, for being Miss American Nevada. Everything that you have achieved, be sure that we are proud of you and we will support you in any way. Carol, as
Being deaf is not a limitation. That is my personal growth and professional growth. So, whatever the barriers are, I move on. But thank you for the words, and I really appreciate hearing that from you all, especially people from Kenya, which is beautiful. I'm excited to collaborate with you.
Yes, you're welcome so much. Thank you so much for being with us this day. And we want to appreciate you because I've learned a lot from you. And I believe that from our viewers, I know there are so many who want to be like you and at least wear a crown on their head that is representing something. Yeah.
and to
you
have
you
and also to
looking
have
good.
such platforms like yours. Yeah, I'm sure there is someone who is motivated and maybe they were on their way to giving up. Maybe they were
Yes.
trying to start something and maybe they were feeling like they can't do it. But hearing about how you did it, I'm sure they are inspired to continue.
Yes. Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It's very positive. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to grow the Angela Lynn Show and empower people around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most important thing, and we thank you for that. Thank you also for empowering our women. I'm so happy to hear that you empower women there, because if you empower, it is said that if you empower a woman, you empower the whole society. So it's a good thing that you are doing. We appreciate you. You're looking good. That is one thing I can't say. You're very beautiful. So thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I believe our viewers have the best show today, and they have learned a lot from you. I believe that if we go back, they will have a lot of questions to ask from here to you. Yes.
Yes. Let me know when, and I'm more than happy to join again and express what I know.
Come and enjoy with us as we see the beautiful country that we have here. Yeah, you're most welcome. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
And to our audience, we urge you to continue following us on our social media platforms. We will appreciate. You can tell us what you learned from this episode today, and any question that you have for Miss Angela Lynn. Of course, we'll get a way to make sure that
She got them.
she got them and provide the answers that you require.
Yes, yes. Thank you to our audience. We appreciate you. Continue following us in our social media platform, Science TV Kenya, Science TV, to the Facebook page, Science TV. Continue asking us those questions that you usually ask. We appreciate, and tell us who is the next guest that you would want us to bring to the show. You're welcome.
And until
Bye-bye.
next time,
Bye-bye.
goodbye.